When talking about India's economic goal of becoming a $5 trillion economy, the role of port is often ignored. Yet, ports constitute the very backbone of trade and foreign trade inflow. These maritime gateways are not merely physical infrastructure, but pivotal economic assets that enable India to connect with the global market, drive economic and export growth, and stimulate industrial development. That's why in today's episode of Logistically Speaking, we will see how expanding port capacity and modernizing port infrastructure are indispensable for India's sustained economic expansion and competitiveness in international trade. As of 2024, the country has 12 major ports and 217 non-major ports. India's port ecosystem has witnessed rapid growth and modernization in recent years. Currently, India has an installed capacity of above 30 million TEUs and had a total throughput of more than 22 million TEUs in the last financial year. There is steady growth in port capacity building and cargo movement, which is in the range of 20%. This upsurge has been supported by significant investment, including the allocation of around 1,000 acres for port-led industrial clusters, attracting private capital inflows of around 70,000 crore, which is around $88.5 billion. The port capacity is expected to cross 45 million TEUs by 2030 after the new port projects and expansion of current facilities start operations. One of India's most ambitious project, that is the Vadhavan port near Mumbai, is designed with a capacity of over 23 million TEUs. Once fully operational, it would be ranked among the world's top 10 ports. Ports function as critical channel for India's international trade, facilitating more than 90% of trade volume and 70% of trade value. Efficient port operation translates directly into higher export volumes, reduced transaction costs, and enhanced competitiveness. India's export surpassed $600 billion in the last fiscal year, with ports like the Jawaharlal Nehru Port or JNPT instrumental in this achievement, handling a record 7.3 million TEUs amidst accelerated mechanization and reduced ship turnaround times. Furthermore, improved port efficiency and capacity support reducing logistic costs further down, which is crucial for Indian exporters to maintain pricing competitiveness in global market faced with the relentless cost pressures. Globally, developed economies showcase how world-class port infrastructure can transform as growth engines. Nations like Singapore, Hong Kong, and Rotterdam have expanded capacity and efficiency to such level that they attract cargo from third countries. With cutting-edge transshipment hub, vast global connectivity, and regulation-friendly ecosystems, these ports have powered their rise as leading economic hubs and developed nations. Let me highlight a few countries that have achieved significant economic growth through strategic port development. Singapore, a premier transshipment hub, processes over 37 million TEUs annually, whose capacity is expected to cross 60 million TEUs after ongoing expansion of the port, is contributing indirectly to more than 7% of national GDP through trade facilitation and value-added services such as warehousing, redistribution, and supply chain management. China's Shanghai and Ningbo port collectively handle around 100 million TEUs per year, underpinning the country's status as the factory of the world. China's capacity stands at around 160 million TEUs currently, and with ongoing expansion, it is expected to surpass 200 million TEUs soon, further strengthening its dominance in global trade and export growth. South Korea's Busan port, ranked 5th globally, facilitating a robust export-driven economy for Korea, and also serves as a vital node for Northeast Asia's export network. India's next wave of growth will be export-driven, and the port sector is gearing up to match that ambition. No longer just gateways, ports are becoming engines of growth, each with its own success story. With mega projects like Vadhavan planned to be 3 times larger than JNPT, and a major capacity expansion at Mundra, Chennai, Vizhinjam and beyond, India is steadily building ports of true global scale. As a bulk cargo port, Paradip Port on the east coast and Deen Dayal Port on the west have both crossed 150 million tons milestone. These are staggering numbers, placing them firmly among the nation's cargo powerhouses and underlining their dominance in handling energy and raw material trade. As a multi-purpose port, Visakhapatnam Port in its 90th year has achieved its highest ever throughput of 50 million tons and is also a reliable gateway port for the east. On the container trade and global competitiveness, Vizhinjam Port in Kerala is a game changer. As India's first deep water transshipment hub, capable of berthing 24,000 plus TEU mega vessels, Vizhinjam positions India's alongside with the world's most advanced container ports. Yet, challenges remain. Ships' waiting time and congestion, though down by 36%, still need attention. Hinterland connectivity is improving but far from seamless, while smaller ports face gap in infrastructure and compliance. To future-proof, faster adoption of smart tech like IoT, AI and blockchain is essential. Government initiatives such as Sagarmala and dedicated freight corridors will be critical in closing these gaps. Ports are significant employment generators, with projections suggesting they could support up to maybe 10 million jobs, both direct and indirect, across shipping and logistics, manufacturing clusters and allied services. Beyond employment, they act as magnets for foreign direct investment, drawing in export-oriented manufacturing and ancillary industries around port ecosystems. India's plan to double its cargo handling capacity by 2030 is directly tied to the nation's $1 trillion export ambition, making ports not just gateways but critical enablers for economic expansion. With a coastline stretching over 7,500 kilometers, the scope for new port development is immense, unlocking regional economic upliftment while easing logistical bottlenecks and cutting transit time for exporters nationwide. Operationally, India is already setting benchmarks. Average container dwell time stands at just 3 days, faster than UAE, which is at 4 days, and Germany at 10 days. At a time when 76% of global port operators cite yard and terminal optimization as their top priority, India's performance highlights the technological upgrades and process improvements already achieved. Bottom line, investment in port infrastructure and capacity enhancement is not a peripheral concern, but a strategic imperative. Ports act as economic catalysts, accelerating trade, attracting investment, generating employment and vitalizing the broader economy. As India seeks to assert its position as global manufacturing and trading powerhouse, the development of modern high-capacity port stands central to realizing this vision. If you found this analysis insightful, please like this video, share it within your network and leave your comments on how you perceive ports shaping India's economic future. Don't forget to subscribe for continued expert insight on India's evolving economic landscape. Thank you for watching, and remember, the future of India's economy sails through its ports.